All right, welcome to Sunday night stream. Gonna get started here. Wanted to show you guys. So this is the indicator that got created for me from based upon my formula, and this is on ES. It is calculated specifically for ES, but it it will work with other um products as well, but I would just use caution if you're going to do that. But yeah, it will work with other things, but it is specifically calculated for ES, and it's working great so far. So basically, these are all, look at it kind of like a mean reversion. All of these are mathematical calculations based upon the open price, and they're kind of like some standard deviations away from that price, right? So the higher you go, the more likely you are to kind of come back towards the opening price. The lower you go, the more chances are you have to come back towards the opening price. Doesn't mean you will, but there's the chances are higher. And so that's kind of the way I've been playing it. Um some people use a standard deviation channel with it. Some people are using VWAP with it. Some people are using moving averages with it. I don't use anything with it. I just use the levels. I set limit orders at about level 5, 6. Usually during Asia, I may set a limit order around level 3s. Because it tends to stay within that range in Asia, and then New York, will expand that. It does have the boxes, so you can see that as well. It does have up to 8 levels, but you can see those boxes after those, sessions are during and after those sessions are created. So like here the other night was Asia, or Friday, very, very small box. So London expanded that, and then New York expanded that as well. But we didn't take out the low of London, so I ended up going long somewhere around about middle, and then up, and then yeah, I ended up going short. I had limit orders here at about 30, so I was able to capture some of that as well. It also will work for NinjaTrader. I will show you that right here. Here you can see it is working on NinjaTrader as well. Let me expand this window here. I run a VPS here to run Windows on the Mac, and to run Ninja. But yes, it is calculated out for Ninja as well. So you can see here, um, has it calculated out yet? May not have. Let's see. Should have. Oh, I'm wondering if I lost connection to it, I think. Probably gonna have to close that down and restart it. But it will work for Ninja as well. So let me get logged back into here. I'm betting since I got off of that screen, it's not gonna show it as well. Let's see here. All right. So yes, it did calculate out for Ninja. So you can see the levels here. They're very small. The numbers are small, but the levels will be there for you. Um, there aren't as many labels calculated out for Ninja, so I've got to get with the developer on that to see if he can calculate out a couple more levels there for Ninja as well. But if you're just scalping there, it'll be perfect. You just won't be able to see the exact top or low. on Ninja just yet. So I've got to get with a developer to have him transfer that out, but it is working. Let me just go ahead and open trading view in this window here on this computer. I'm going to I'm going to I'm gonna have to open that off screen. Um I'm going to run uh I'm gonna run this for uh if you want to purchase the indicator, it's going to be $40 a month, but I'm going to run it free for 2 weeks, so you'll get access to it on TradingView for 2 weeks. And then if you want to run it past that, then it's going to be $40 a month. But you can see here, so we opened here, which let me kind of scroll in. So GO stands for Globex Open. So we opened at 67.16, and then these are calculations from that level. Let me make sure I've got all 8 of them turned on. I did not. We'll do the session boxes. Okay, so we'll turn that on. Let me save this. Save. Okay. Um, like I said, it will work with NQ. I'll show you that as well, but I wouldn't trust it 100% on NQ unless you're just scalping, because it is calculated for ES, not NQ. So I had a couple people were like, "Oh, but it's a lot above the lines." Well, I'm like, "Well, yeah, because it's not calculated. It's not calculated for for NQ. It's calculated for ES." What just happened there? So see, it is still working on NQ. We opened at 24,850. But again, these levels are calculated specifically for ES. So I would not, will they work on those shorter time frames? Absolutely. But you may just run out of room top and bottom because NQ is much harder to calculate than ES. Um, so yeah, so I'm gonna get with the developer though, and just now you could use some previous levels. They won't be exactly 100% accurate for the current day, but they will work. It will show you back for 3 sessions. You can see levels back for 3 sessions. So just FYI, if you do want to use it on NQ. I've also used it on gold. Are we on the V contract? What are we on gold? I think we're on the V contract. We might have already changed. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, so we opened here at 36.90 there on gold. So these levels will be for current day here as well. So like I said, it'll be free for 2 weeks. You'll have access for 2 weeks, and it'll be $40 a month after that for the indicator. It will go back 3 sessions, and it'll show you as soon as open hits, these levels are calculated out for you. Oh, hi, McStrader. Good to see you. I am still using the strap, but kind of figured some other things out, and so I'm using these levels in conjunction with the strap. All right, I'm gonna move the trading view off screen, and Because I think what's happening, this maybe it's still there. I need to make sure that this is not disconnecting whenever I change workspaces here. It looks like it's still connected, so that's good. That's good to know. Um because I got one PA account with Apex on the Rhythmic, and then I have 150K that I'm like 3,000 away from passing, so that'll give me two on Rhythmic. I've got one passed on Trade of Eight that I need to activate, so I'll be activating that this week. And those are all with Apex. I do also have a Top Step combine I'm working on as well. I have an Elite Trader funding pass that I need to activate. Um, not 100% sure if I'm going to activate it or not. Just because I don't want to spread myself too thin. Um, so yeah. But that's pretty much what I'm going with right now. So I got these levels calculated out for Trading View and Ninja Trader. And try to get the developer to do it for Quant Tower as well, just because I really like Quant Tower and I really prefer to trade on it versus Ninja Trader. But we calculated it out for Ninja Trader right now, so it's working. If anybody has any questions, feel free to ask. So what I'll really like to do is like level 3. Um, I'll put an order in to buy right there. If I can get the chart trader on. And I try to get it as accurate as possible. But I'm going to go with 6701.25. So that order will go there.
Order submitted.
So you can see it's in. The actual level is 6701. But I'm gonna go with 6701.25. I'd rather get in, roughly at that limit and not get, wicked and miss the trade. So I'm gonna go with that. So 6701.25 will put me in there on ES. Might go ahead and set another one here at 6711. Looks like it could potentially hit it here throughout the session, so I'll do one there as well. 60.
Order submitted.
Obviously not trading advice. This is for entertainment purposes only. But I would play for a little bit of a bounce there. Probably at least just a point. So 6711. I'd much rather do the 6707, so I may just end up going and moving that. Let's just go ahead and move that down there. I'd rather play for that level 6707. All right. I feel a little more comfortable with that. Since we are 2 up red so far here on the hour and the 4 hour, or I'm sorry, not a 2 up red on the 4 hour, but an inside red on the 4 hour. 2 up red on the or I'm sorry, two. Yeah, but well, I guess you could consider it a 2 up red since it's basically the start of a new session. 2 down red from the previous hour on Friday close, but yeah, two up red here to start the session. I don't know how long I'll be on stream. You guys know I don't really like to stay on stream too much, but I did want to show the indicator. Like I said, right at open, it will calculate out these levels for you. It is specifically calculated out for ES, but I've been using it on some other tickers as well with some success. But it is I am primarily focused on ES, so it is calculated out specifically for that. Um, yeah, one of well, he has a an indicator for the strat called Strat Alerts on TradingView, and he's the one who calculated this out for me. Built the indicator for NinjaTrader, and also TradingView. So one of my other friends also did another one for me for TradingView as well. And we've published that one. But yeah, these are invite only scripts. If you want an invitation to the script, you'll have to um well, you can go to trading. Let's see how you can find it. I think you can go to TradingView. You should just be able to go to TradingView and then find it on there. Let's see. I don't want to sign into TradingView on here because I have to sign in through my Facebook, and I don't need anybody seeing that. So, let's just see here. I don't know if you'll be able to find it if you're. I know it's called Futures Pivots, so you may be able to find it through there. Uh, I may have to sign in just so I can. Let's see if I can bring it over from another screen. There we go. Okay. So it's called Futures Pivots. So if you want access to it, find me on TradingView. Blues Queen 23 is my username there. Just find me there, and then you'll be able to I think, does it go on, is it under scripts? Yeah. So go right here under indicators and strategies, and then search for futures pivots 2. So the number 2. No space in there. So futures with a space pivots 2, and then you'll be able to find it, and then just request access to it, and I can give you access to it for, like I said, we're gonna do 2 free weeks, and then it'll be $40 a month for the indicator. But I think it's a pretty nice indicator. Like I said, it draws, puts all these levels on your chart right at the open. And then, if you want to use some moving averages or something along those lines, because other people are, some people are using VWAP, you could use a VWAP. Let's see. So you could do an anchored VWAP. I like the anchored VWAP with the standard deviations. um that kind of gives you a good little indication, but is this auto anchored or no? I guess maybe it didn't auto anchor. I don't need to anchor it myself. Let's see. Yeah, let's just see how it looks on the Bollinger Bands. There you go. A lot of people like Bollinger Bands, those sorts of things. Like I said, I don't use anything with it. um I just use the levels as they come, um but a lot of people do like, you know different moving averages along with it, maybe like regular VWAP. um there you go. There's an auto anchored VWAP with a standard deviation built into it, it looks like. uh I don't see any bands with it, but it should have had them. Maybe because I got it too low. I don't know. I guess it's just this one's just going to show you the anyway. Like I said, I don't use anything with it. I just use the levels. Um, am I on paper trading? Yeah. So like for instance, right here, we're coming up on level 1 here on gold. So I would try to capture a little bit of this. Um, to see if we might get a slight pullback there whenever it hits this level. At 36.95. That's still another $2 away on gold. I mean, but they are buying it here at the open. Um, but anyway, that's like I said, the higher you get away from the open, the more chances you have to kind of get a pullback. Same with the lower levels, the farther away from the Globex open you have, that you're more likely to get a bounce. So I just play the levels themselves. I don't really deviate much from that. They may, on ES it's going to be fairly accurate. On these others, it may be slightly off. So just FYI, because it is specifically calculated out for ES. Apex is still running their 80% off sale, so if you guys want to support my channel, best way to do that is use my code Blues Trades. That'll get you 80% off right now. Bull and Ox is having a 91% off sale. You can use my code Blues Trades there as well. That'll get you option number 2, which is the 50K. So you can buy an account over there right now for less than $16. I think it's like $15.75 or something for an account over there as well. So again, that's Blues Trades with Bullinox as well. Day Traders is starting a sale on Monday. It may actually already be active. Um, so they're starting a sale on Monday, and it's running at, I think they're running 90% off as well. And so you can use my code Blues Trades over there as well. And but I think you have to get the specific link for me from me in order. I don't think you can just use my coupon code. I think you have to get the actual link um from from there as well. So I'll drop it in chat, and you guys can use that as well. I don't know if I have a code with my funded futures. Maybe. I don't know if I had one with my funded futures or take profit trader, but I try not to trade with too many firms because it just gets, a little ugh, a little dicey. Just giving this a shot here on gold. Like I said, it's not specifically calculated for gold. Um, so I don't use it a whole lot on anything besides ES. Um, just because it is specifically calculated for ES. And if you can catch some of the lower and higher levels with ES, I mean it's kind of designed to get you at least 15 points on ES, which for playing a mini that's 750. But obviously again, I can't tell you what to do. It's for experimental purposes. I tell you though, it's changed my trading because I've gotten away from using market orders and just using more limit orders, and I feel like that's helped a lot. Well, we'll look at ES. See, why is that not? I don't want to do that. I hate when it does that. Yeah, so see, right there at there was a level on NQ at 24,841. It bounced. Actually, it also bounced here from 24,835. So we've got you about 6, 7 points. Not bad. But like I said, it is specifically calculated for ES. It's not really calculated for anything else. Will it work? More than likely, but I would use it on what it's calculated for. I've got that order in to dip by there at 6707, so just gonna wait to see if the market, if the market comes down there and buys me in at those levels. So more than likely, two up red. I mean, if you ignore that, ignore the previous hour on Friday, but two up red to start the session there on ES. I'm sure it's the same on NQ. You could view it as that, two up red. So I'll go through the levels for you guys if you want. But if you want access to the indicator, just hit me up on Trading View, Blues Queen 2-3. That'll find me on Trading View, and then I'll give you access. You have to request access to it. So for ES, we've got uh let's go with all the lower levels first. So we got open at 6716, 6711, 6707, 6701, 6686, 6666, and 6456, and then 6641 and 6616. Do I think it'll get down there? Probably not. But uh I I would say we'll probably have about a 50-point range maybe tomorrow. So 6746, 6766, 6776, 6791, and then 6816 to the top side if somebody really starts coming in and buying. I don't think that they will, but never know. Anything could happen. Looks to me like we have a perfect what the strat will call pivot machine gun back to the bottom. So that's probably setting up for that. Remember, pivot machine gun on the strat is 5 pivots. So you've got 1, 2, 3. I might would go with 4, 5, but you could do 4, 5. So more than likely, probably let's look at the week. Inside week. It's gonna be inside week. I'm almost certain of it. Um I mean, we would have to break 6733 in order to go 2 up. Could we? Possibly. I'll set an alert. Crossing, create. Okay. So alert is set in case we do go 2 up on the week. But if I had to guess, I would say we're probably going to have an inside week. We're certainly starting off that way. The only thing that makes me think we might not is just for the simple fact, why is it not anchored right? Okay. That this wick from last week is not super long. Normally for TTO they leave a long wick, so it might not. It might just be back inside to start the session, start the week, and then we take off like a rocket again. I don't know. I don't know anybody that does know for certain. Um, But uh, I've got an alert set there, so if we do go 2 up on the week, then my alert will go off and I'll act accordingly. But we had an outside week 2 weeks ago, then 2 up, 2 up. So it's very possible we could just get an inside consolidation week here to let things cool off and consolidate. And then who knows from there. All right, I am going to get off here. I appreciate you guys tuning in. Like I said, you can find my indicator on TradingView at Blues Queen 23. It's called Futures Pivots 2, the number 2. Um, and can find it over there. Give you 2 free weeks for it. It is calculated also out for Ninja Traders, so if you want access to that, we'll work out something there. I mean, once I give you access, I'm not real sure how to remove it, so we'll have to go on the honor system on that. Um, and then so yeah, so free for 2 weeks, $40 a month after that. And yeah, but I think it's working out pretty good. I I mean, I'm using it. It was created based upon a bunch of math and observations, and it's working out great so far. Um, I mean, hey, if the person that if the person that created it is using it, what can you say, right? How can you go wrong? But again, if you want to support my channel, it's Blues Trades at is my coupon code at Apex, and also Bullinox. That'll get you 80% off on Apex right now, 90% off on Bullinox. If you use the option 2, or 91% off, I'm sorry. And then if you want a link for day traders, they're also running 90% off. Just message me and I'll get you a link for that. So, all right, I appreciate you guys tuning in. Hope you have a fantastic night and a great week. I'm gonna try to do some streams here through the week as well, and those be late at night. But yeah, so try to do some streams here late this week as well, and we'll go through it. All right, take care. Appreciate you tuning in.